Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. My name is Angela L. Young, and I always say my government name, my full name, because I have a company called ALY, as Eugene Green knows, ALY Media Relations, and also I happen to be the founder and president of the Sanctuary Book Club, which happens to be proud partners with Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. And we are on a journey to help Louisiana become a safe state of people driving on the streets of Louisiana and on the highways of Louisiana. It's so important. I am happy to once again host this press conference in conjunction with our partners and many other partners that are here as well on today. So I'm going to get this show on the road because I know everybody has busy schedules getting ready for Essence, but we want to make sure that throughout the weekend and throughout the rest of this week that we drive safely and we spread the message about the importance of driving safe on our streets. Okay, so our program is going to start off with, of course, none other than the reason why we actually have this contract to do this. I always say that about Lisa Freeman. Lisa is the governor's representative and executive director of Louisiana Highway Safety Commission. Let's welcome her to give some remarks on this morning.
If I could have Angela L. Young with me all the time, I would just be on cloud nine. Thank you so much for that introduction. You were so kind. And the work that you, your sister, your mother, and all of your team does is just amazing each and every year. So, welcome everyone. How great it is to be with all of our friends here today to help celebrate yet another outstanding year of Essence Festival of Culture. And what a wonderful showing for our Designate Before You Celebrate campaign. Each year, you all turn out in the highest of numbers for this event, and we are so grateful for that. And you know, there's a saying about numbers. They do not lie, is what I've heard, except when it comes to age, perhaps. Then we fudge a little bit. So, you know, they have said that if you want to know something, look at the numbers, consider the numbers. They will tell you everything. And so what do the numbers this year about Essence Festival and why we're gathered here today tell us? Well, they tell us that hopefully there's going to be a record crowd at Essence Festival and the city in general. Those numbers tell us that the performances for Essence Fest are going to be Olympic level, 10 out of 10. And then the enjoyment factor, well, let's just go with a round figure, a round number, 100%. And then, of course, 1,000% buy-in from our amazing partners and stakeholders at Sigma Gamma Rho. Thank you, ladies, for always showing up with the energy that you bring. These are all the kind of numbers that we love. These are numbers that we're proud of, ones that we even hope to top maybe next year, fingers crossed. But there are some numbers, close to home ones, that we don't want to brag about. And these are numbers that really don't speak to who we are as a state and as proud residents of this state. And I'm talking about drunk driving and impaired driving fatalities. You know, in the past several years, impaired driving has taken away lives in high numbers. 4th of July holiday is especially deadly for the motoring public. Just from last year's Independence Day holiday, we know that in two-thirds of our traffic fatalities, alcohol was a contributing factor. These are not numbers just to us at Highway Safety Commission. These are folks with names. You know, these are not just figures to us. These are the faces of our loved ones. We know that even one preventable death is too many. And that's why Louisiana Highway Safety Commission and our safety partners gathered here today, that's why we all want to put a spotlight on good choices while traveling and celebrating everything that this great state has to offer. In Louisiana, we are a God-loving, family-loving people. And in case the rest of the world doesn't know, We are also a very fun-loving people, and Essence Festival clearly demonstrates that. And we can be all of those things and not sacrifice our passion for good music and cultural exchange. And that's what designating a safe ride is all about. It's simply about the planning. Planning how you and your family and friends are going to get around if you'll be drinking. And the key to that planning is, of course, timing. Timing is probably the key to most things in life. But you need to make your alternate travel plan, whether that's taxi or streetcar, ride share, your bestie, or even your cousin's cousin first removed. You have to get them in place before, make that plan before you're in the moment, before you're consuming. Why? Because you cannot count on the impaired version of yourself to be as responsible as the sober version of yourself. So I'll leave you with a final number, and that number is 1. Make yourself, number 1, put yourself and your community first when it comes to safety. And that's something that we can all celebrate this Essence Festival and all those Essence Festivals to come. Thank you so much for always receiving us in such hospitable terms. We're so happy to have you all be here today with us.
As you can see, Lisa and her entire team do an excellent job of tracking the statistics and also the impact of our work that we're doing in the state of Louisiana. So let's give it up for them again. Next on our list, on our agenda, shall I say, is the Secretary of the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development. I have to say, when I walked in, I said, who's that young man? Who's that kid? But he is new to the governor's team in this position. And so I want to welcome Glenn Ledet, and thank you so much, Glenn, for joining us on this year. You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. As Angela said, thank you. I'm Glenn Ledet, the new Secretary of DOTD, and excited to be here with you, excited for all the great work that you do. And so just a little bit about myself. I'm from South Louisiana, so much like you, I love festivals and holidays like Essence Fest. And so we want to enjoy this weekend, but want to do it in a safe manner. And so excited to talk to you today. And so although new to this position, I can tell you that safety has always been and will always be the #1 mission of the Department of Transportation, and will continue to be that. So we'll continue to work with Lisa on that effort. And so as we all know in Louisiana, operating a motor vehicle after consuming alcohol or other impaired substances remains a major cause of vehicular crashes and fatalities. And so tragically, there's no sugarcoating these statistics. And so I'd like to expand on a little bit of what Lisa said. And so every year we see preventable deaths occurring on our highways, and many are related to impaired driving, especially during holidays and festivals, and even more so, weekends are problematic. So that makes this something that we should be certainly aware of. Last year was the 4th year in a row that we had an increase in DWI cases in Louisiana. And 73% of fatal and suspected DWI injury crashes occur from Friday to Sunday. So we need to be especially cognizant of that this weekend. Unfortunately, more often than not, it's young people who are our riskiest drivers, and therefore are more crash prone. Ages 21 to 44 are nearly 3 times more likely to be involved in impaired driving crashes than other age groups. And then just expanding on that a little further, in 2023, 221 fatal crashes were estimated to be alcohol related. In that same year, we saw half of our fatalities in work zones, where we were doing active work that involved alcohol, which is very concerning for any transportation agency, much less DOTD. And in 2023, over 2,500 injury crashes were estimated to also be alcohol related. And so obviously we want to certainly keep that in mind this weekend. And as stated earlier, there's no sugarcoating these stats and facts. And each data point represents a person who has tragically lost a life or has been unexpectedly injured on our highways. But there are certainly many ways that we can be safe. As Lisa said, we can all do our part to lower these tragic numbers and to keep ourselves, our friends, our family, and our communities safe. First of all, do not drive if you have been drinking. If you feel different or drive different, please be aware of that. Reduced reaction times can make the difference between life and death in an automobile crash. These days, there are many options available to all of us, including calling a friend or requesting a number of ride services like rideshare apps that are now available throughout Louisiana. These options are always less costly than a DWI arrest, a trip to the hospital, or much worse. And so let's all work together this weekend to make the right decisions and have a great festival. It's the Essence Fest, and you can be the star of the show, be a designated driver, and I'm sure you'll get the standing ovation that you deserve. Have fun, be safe, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Glenn. Next on the agenda, we definitely want to give a shout out to our law enforcement partners. And we could not do our job effectively, and they couldn't do their job effectively if we don't do what we're supposed to do by driving safely on the streets, right? We want to meet these men in uniform. I was gonna say men and women, but men in uniform like this. We don't want to meet them on the streets, right? And doing the wrong thing. So I am going to ask Lieutenant Colonel Cordell C. Williams. He's a Deputy Superintendent of Support Services for the Louisiana State Police. Let's welcome him to the podium.
Thank you all so much. I really appreciate your opportunity. The young lady that took the picture of me a while ago, if you could just crop in a little hair. That's pretty cool when I had the hot top. Such beautiful smiles that we see today. We're going to focus on a few things to really look at the reality of what the numbers mean. My co-parts who went before me and those that we work with in public safety know that this is one mission. One team. Thank you again. What an honor to serve with some of the most amazing community leaders ever. Thank you for being an advocate of public safety. It's so important that we follow that. This is a time, let's not forget this is a time that we can enjoy music, we can enjoy each other, we can enjoy tradition and unity. As this time, we must be especially vigilant about our public safety, about those that we love and that we care for. The Designate before you celebrate as a campaign is so powerful, a powerful reminder that celebration should never come at the cost of a life. The reality, as I mentioned before, drunk driving, impaired driving, and the fatality crashes are in the number. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, get this, in 2021 and 2023, Louisiana saw nearly 3,800 injuries and fatalities in traffic-related crashes. In 2022, alone, over 1,200 injuries were linked to alcohol-related crashes. Here's a startling number. Great time to be at the Essence Festival. 40% of those fatality crashes involved, actually, African Americans. And so far this year in the state of Louisiana, we're at 246 lives that have been lost in vehicle crashes, as we have echoed and shared so many times before. The leading causes of these crashes, we heard driver impairment, driver distraction, and driver violation. These numbers are just not statistics, they're not just numbers, as we said before. They represent real people, real families, and real loss. That's why we're urging everyone to plan ahead, choose a sober driver, use rideshare, make good decisions, use public transit, walk, but do not drive impaired. Let's make this festival, this time, this season of celebration of culture, music, community, family, and each other. Remember, don't let a night of celebration turn into a life of regret. Be mindful of your decisions. Louisiana State Police and all of our public safety officers. We care and love and we want to serve you. As a reminder, one of the avenues that you can report unsafe driving is STAR LSP or STAR 577. I'll close with this. Think before you drink, plan before you party, and by all means, designate before you celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Colonel. And speaking of plan before our party, Nathaniel is here, so he'll be driving me all weekend long. I just came up with that plan. Next on the agenda, I don't have to put my glasses on to introduce this person because I know him as a friend. I know him as a hard worker. I know him as a community man and a partner with Louisiana Highway Safety and the Sanctuary Book Club. And so I'm going to invite Eugene Green, Councilman Eugene Green, to come up to the podium and share with us on today. And I know him to be up for re-election.
Thank you all and good morning.
Good morning.
It is certainly my pleasure to be here. In some respects, it's a solemn occasion as we look at the numbers. And I am not going to repeat the numbers because we all heard those numbers. I do want to say to Essence, thank you for choosing New Orleans for all of these years. We appreciate it. It's not something that we take for granted. I want to let you know that we appreciate that. In 1995, this festival started. I was the head of economic development under the administration of Mayor Mark Royale, and since then it has grown so much and it means so much to our city. I'm appreciative. I want to thank Angela L. Young and Daphne A. Young of the Sanctuary for bringing us all together. It's significant to me that as I stand here as a city official, I'm standing with representatives of the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission, also the Department of Transportation and Development, and also the Louisiana State Troopers. State Police. I want us to all know that we work well together. Sometimes it doesn't get emphasized enough because there's always going to be an ability to find a challenge. But I thank the Sanctuary Book Club for bringing us together again to highlight safety in our city and safety in our state. I want everyone to come and have a great time at the Essence Festival, but one of the most unselfish things that you can do is to call someone to give you a ride if you need it. That's a very unselfish thing to do, and we want you to do that. We talk about walkability in our city, and everything is close, that you can walk from the Superdome to the French Quarter, you can walk from the Superdome to the Convention Center, you can walk through the hotels and get to another hotel. A lot of walking can go on, and we want you to take advantage of it. But one thing that I do want to add is, I want to talk to pedestrians too. You have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to be aware of your surroundings. And if you are going to drink, remember that impairment isn't just limited to people who are driving. It's also pedestrians too. So the message that I want to add is, in a city that emphasizes its walkability and also emphasizes the desire to see people have a good time, we want to be as safe as possible. And so I'm asking those who are driving and those who are walking to just recognize that impairment is something that results in those statistics that we've seen today. But on this day, I'm just so pleased to be here representing the city of New Orleans before so many distinguished individuals. Thank you all for what you do, too. For a long time, Sigma Gamma Rho has been talking, as I learned from Ms. Freeman, safety, right? Did you say over 100 years? Oh, they think so. I mean, a lot of lines. That's an important variable. And I think that's why the Sanctuary has you all here, because she knows of your commitment, or they know of your commitment. So I want to thank you all too. So, in behalf of the city of New Orleans, thank you to Essence, thank you to Sigma Gamma Rho, thank you to the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission, thank you to the Louisiana State Police, thank you to the State Department of Transportation and Development, and all others for bringing this weekend together and for starting it off in the right way, talking about public safety. I'm just so pleased to represent the city at this time. Let's have a great Essence Music Festival weekend, and let's also continue to, throughout the year, beyond just this weekend, remember public safety and remember personal safety, and let's all be as safe as possible. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Eugene Green. And as you all can see, royalty is in the house. All this, I'm blinded by all this gold and blue. It's gold and blue or blue and gold? And we're so thankful to have Sigma Gamma Rho represented. Give it up for Sigma Gamma Rho. And I want to welcome to the stage. Now, this first part of this, blame it on my, whatever, that I can't say, the Syntaktes. Okay, gotcha. She is a regional director of the Southwestern region of Sigma Gamma Rho, and her name is LaTisha Brandon. Let's welcome her. Don't blame it on this pink and green, okay?
It's all love. Good morning. My name is LaTisha Brandon, and I have the honor of serving as a director of the Southwestern region of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Sigma Gamma Rho was founded on November 12, 1922 on the campus of Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana. For more than 100 years, we've remained committed to enhancing the quality of life of women and their families and to strengthening the communities that we serve. One area where we've been especially active is in promoting highway safety. And for over 20 years, our chapters right here in Louisiana have partnered with the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission to support critical initiatives like Buckle Up America. But our efforts don't stop there. Across our entire region, which includes Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas, we've activated campaigns at major events like the Essence Festival, Bayou Classic, and even the Super Bowl. But I want to be clear, this is more than just another event. It's more than just a program. It's personal. And let me tell you why. I'll tell you, I'm often the friend that people like to go out with because I don't drink. So there's no confusion on who the designated driver is going to be. But when I think about this year's theme, Designate Before You Celebrate, I don't just think about the convenience or responsibility. I think about how in a single moment, lives can be lost or changed forever. You see, not too long ago, I was driving home to be with my family after the sudden loss of my cousin, when I witnessed the aftermath of one of the most horrific accidents I had ever seen. I was one of the first to arrive, along with a truck driver, when we saw the wreckage. At first, it was unclear how many people were involved in the accident. The car, crushed, mangled, completely unrecognizable, surrounded by dust, darkness, and silence. Then I heard a voice, my kids. A mother's desperate cry. She was injured and afraid because somewhere in that wreckage were her 3-year-old son and 8-month-old daughter. For the next 2 hours, the emergency crews worked to free them. I stayed with her, praying, consoling, talking to her mother in El Paso, assuring them that I would not leave her. Eventually, the paramedics got the children out. Her son was rushed to an ambulance where they performed CPR for 8 minutes. And if you're CPR certified, you know what the outcomes usually are. They were able to get him in a helicopter and rush him to the nearest hospital. They pulled her daughter out from the wreckage. She was crying. She was alive, but the little boy didn't survive. 1 child lost, 5 lives forever altered, all because someone made the irresponsible, careless choice to drive while intoxicated. This is just one example of what makes this personal, but it's not the only one. Across our sisterhood, there are countless similar stories. Sorors, philos, rowers, whose lives have been devastated by an intoxicated driver. And the powerful testimonies from members whose lives or lives of their loved ones were saved because they wore a seatbelt. So when I say this is more than just a campaign and that it's personal, I mean it. But this isn't just a message for my sorors. It's not just a message for young people. It's for everyone. Because we all need to make it home. Our families need us to make it home. Our communities need us to make it home. And yes, seatbelts look good on you, because they do. But living looks even better. So I urge you, designate before you celebrate. Make the decision before the party starts, because one decision can save a life, including your own. Thank you.
Wow, what a message, what a message. Let's give it up again for our partners. Such an awesome awesome job. And like I said, royalty is in the house, right? Royalty is in the house. Well, I am thankful for this next person I'm getting ready to introduce. Y'all may have seen her fly in off to the right, my right. When I thought about it, I said, how am I going to introduce Barkue? I said, how am I? And I thought about Morris Bart. Can anybody tell me what his slogan is? If you know, you know. If y'all don't get this right, one call, that's all, right? I made one call to this woman who is a senior level executive. Happens to be the cousin of the owner of Essence. But anyway, she's a senior level executive at Essence Ventures. And I made one call to her. And I wasn't sure if she did it because she's my friend or my sister, or if she did it because she has a story, right? But either way, I want you all to help me welcome and bring up to the podium, I gotta get this right too, Barkue Tubman-Zawolo. Help me, Barkue. Let's welcome her. Y'all know she's very busy because we're getting ready to kick this thing off, right? But she made time to be here. So let's welcome Barkue.
Hi, everybody. Hello. This is such an honor and a pleasure to be with you all. I'm here because I work for Angela. That's really why I'm here. So one call is all it will always take, especially for causes like this. Your story, super powerful. Everybody gathers to celebrate here, you know, Essence Festival. The city welcomes us lovingly every single time. We always say, you know, we're here, but you all host us. And this wouldn't happen without the city and partners like Angela and organizations like this, because as much as we do want to have a great time, we want to make sure people also get back home to their families. People are protecting themselves as well as others. So it's an honor to be here because this also represents why we do what we do. It's not just to have a good time. We care about the community. Essence is turning 55 years old this year. And to think we've been in New Orleans for 31 years. I mean, that's amazing. So give yourselves a round of applause. And you know, this is a cultural artifact that is owned by all. Yes, I work with Essence. I work very hard. This is a lot of work, especially in a city like this where you all host quite a bit. And we always want to make sure we're the best, right? And so that's what we're here to do. But I really do applaud this effort. Angela, just as I was sitting here listening to you speak, I think I would love for us to figure out, you know, I'm gonna add more work to the team, but I think it's important that this messaging also lives on our social media, so people understand to take the responsibility. So you and I will offline after, so we can make sure that this messaging and what you all are doing and who to call, what to do, like, you know, just remind people, safety first, like, you know, don't have a good time and forget. What did you call it? You said designate before you celebrate. And so we're gonna take up that moniker with you. We thank you for having us. I'm here because this is important. I'm here because New Orleans are important and everybody's lives are important, not just to ourselves, but to everybody. So thank you for having me. I hope everybody's coming to the concert, but I hope everybody's coming to the convention center. I call the convention center the soul of the festival because that's where the information is transferred. That's where the connections happen. And we're rubbing shoulders with the celebrities who, you know, we get to see on TV or social media, but thank you all for having us. Thank you for having me. Yes, please designate before you celebrate. Essence supports that. We will continue to support that. We want to make sure our stories are of celebration, not of going to places and like of sadness. So thank you for having me. Thank you, Angela.
It's a bad girl, right? And I'm getting ready to introduce another bad girl who happens to be our boss. Chanita Vazquez. I'm sorry, Chanita, you know how I am. Okay, she is the Occupant Protection and Public Engagement Program Coordinator for the Louisiana Highway Safety Commission, and everybody should know her. Chanita, come on up. Chanita Vazquez.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, I have have the pleasure of coming to speak before you guys, but I am going to have to pivot from what I planned earlier because I have had amazing representatives from across the state come and talk, from Sigma Gamma Rho, DOTD, the Councilman, thank you so much. Of course, my Executive Director, Governor's Rep, State Police, and Essence Fest. I don't want to echo in the same way because each and every one of them had great things to say. They brought you stats. So if you guys can please indulge me, I'm going to do a little impromptu. So with me, stats, I fall asleep on stats. When we start talking about numbers and things like that, my eyes roll back in my head, you know, but my governor's rep, she did say something which went throughout the whole entire panel was, we're not talking about just stats, we're talking about people. Yes. So if I can have maybe this second row right here, if you guys can come up, if you feel like it, or I need 5 ladies over here. From our paneling council, can I have you 3 come up? Is that okay? And then, if state police can indulge me, if I can have 2 troopers come up on this side of me, I really would appreciate it. And you guys, no, you can stand on this side of me. And you guys, please come in close. We family in here today. Okay. What I am doing, and we're going to give you a stats lesson. I did not take stats, but I'm going to give you a lesson on it. Okay, from the numbers that was said, through the 4th of July weekend, last year there were 290 suspected injuries. There were 7 fatalities. Of those 7 fatalities. Of those numbers, 2 fatalities were attributed to impaired driving, and 26 suspected injuries were attributed to impaired driving. That's either drugs or alcohol. And before we start our demonstration, I just want to say this. Impairment is having any type of substance that alters your system. So we are asking, designate before you celebrate, a sober driver. A sober driver is someone that has not had anything to drink, that has not taken any type of medicine, legal, any type of drug, legal or illegal, that can do something to alter their chemical imbalance in their brain. So, stats, okay? So, of those 7 fatalities, and 2 of them attributed to impaired driving, that's about 30%. And for me, easily, I can do 10. So we have 10, 5 on one side, 5 on the other side, right? I think I got this, man. So if we can, for really fast, if we can go down the line, and if you could just say your first and last name if you feel, or just your first name.
Joanne Spears.
Chanita Alford.
Madison Moses.
Sandra Summer.
Darrell Edwards.
Daniel Washington. Jamil Summers.
Russell Graham.
Jacob Pishu.
Okay, these are our friends and family. These are people that are going to be at Essence Fest, correct? Yes. These are who we're going to be celebrating before we designate, right? So I'm going to ask my 2 ladies at the end to please go sit down. I'm going to ask this gentleman right here, please go sit down. If you guys can please pull up Lynn. So we started off with 10 and now we have 7. That's 3 people that's not going to come home this weekend if we keep on the trend of what the secretary was saying, that each year for the past 4 years, we have had an increased number of fatalities on the roadway due to impaired driving. So at first we were all happy-go-lucky, right? We're out celebrating, we're being responsible, getting there, but then 3 of our people, whether it's from someone who was not responsible or from their own neglect, are not gonna be here. So that's people that are not gonna be at what's coming up, school, summer vacations, high school's about to start, college is about to start, proms, graduation, weddings, they're not gonna be with us. So I thought this was a good depiction because I'm a visual person, of course, but not just to know that they're numbers and stats, but they're actual people. We got each one of their names, and unfortunately 3 names are gonna be on tombstones. So, we urge you, this is all fun. Of course, we want to get back to the fun with Designated before you celebrating the Essence because we're going to have a good time. Y'all, this is my first time going to Essence. I'm going to be in the house. Yes, I'm going to the convention center and I'm going to the concert on Sunday, so I'm super excited. But I want to do like what Lisa Freeman said. I want to
put myself and my community first, so I'm definitely gonna have a plan. I ask that you do that as well. Be selfish, make sure that you get home safely, and if that means that you designate before you celebrate, do that. And if you see something, please say something. I think state police is gonna be out on the road. There's gonna be an increased presence of law enforcement. Law enforcement are our friends. They are gonna be there to make sure that we keep safe and secure. And if you see something, report it to them. They gave you the information. I just wanna thank each and every one of you. You guys look beautiful here, and you guys can go sit down. Thank you so much. Please give it up to my lovely panel. So yes, I just really appreciate everyone being here. I'm gonna echo what the Lieutenant Colonel said. We are one mission, one team. So I'm gonna turn it back over to Angela, but please, again, oh wait, every year, you know I do it. I'm gonna video us, and I want everyone to say designate before you celebrate, so that we can have this on video. Oh no, not me, okay. So we can have this on video, and I'm gonna pan as we say it, so I need you guys to be loud and proud like you gave me that second good morning. Please, come on, it's okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Designate before you celebrate.
Yes, thank you guys so much, thank you.
Thank you, Chanita. Wow, you stole the show, huh? That was a very impactful demonstration, and we definitely want to make sure that all of our family members and friends in our networks make it home safely from whatever we do at Essence, right? So I'm so thankful to you, Chanita, and thank you for your leadership on leading our team and doing what we do every day. Thank you. Let's give it up for Chanita. And we're getting ready to close. I almost want to say, where the fans at? I can't do that. I have to stay in protocol. Oh, okay. Keep it serious. It just doesn't always happen like that. Dang it, Angela. Okay, I could not do this by myself. I really couldn't. It takes a team. And I tell my team all the time that even though I'm at the top a lot or out front, you could not do this without strong ladder holders, okay? At the top of the ladder, I may stand. But if that ladder isn't sturdy and being held by some strong, dependable, reliable, okay, I can't take this comment. You know, my bishop said this one time years ago, and it stuck with me. So I can't take credit for it. But ladder holders are important. So I want my ladder holders to stand. My mom happens to be my ladder holder. She's on the team. Stand up, Carrie Phillips. Our best friend, T. Brenda, she's on the team. Stand up, T. Brenda. And they really help us by going out in the community and setting up with our partners for us to be able to present these safety messages. Sir, keep our contracts coming because we are rolling, okay? And then last but certainly not least, as you all know, I have somebody that's right by my side, pushing me, cheering me along every step of the way for 56 years. Well, no, she's 55, so for 55 years she's been doing that. And I am so appreciative. I'm a church girl, so I'm gonna say I thank God for my sister, Daphne Young, Vice President, come on, Vice President, and really founder of the Sanctuary Book Club. The first time, I will say this and then I'm gonna turn it over to you and I'll be done, okay? But she likes me to keep it short and sweet. But the first time we started our book club, I said, Dad, I wanna start this book club. And she's like, okay, Ange, we can do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it and we're gonna set the meeting. We did. Set the meeting and I had to be out of town. Okay, I'm like Barkue, I'm, everywhere. And so I had to be out of town. The first meeting was with her and our girlfriend Chanita, and at the W Hotel, and all they did was drink and discuss a book. That's how we were discussing. Why does she tell lies on me? I don't understand. Thank you, Angela. Of course, our fearless leader, without her, we wouldn't be here, so we appreciate you and all that you do, making sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do, that we're tight. The ship runs tight. There are no leaks or holes, even though we make mistakes here and there. We have Teflon in there, so we keep on floating. So thank you. So I'm just here to say a few words of thanks to everybody who's come. I wanted to extend my sincere thanks to, of course, Louisiana Highway Safety for the incredible work they do across the state to keep our highways safe. Your efforts are truly appreciated, and they make a lasting impact on our roads and everyone that travels our roads. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so nervous today, and I speak a lot, but oh well. I would like also to thank everyone on the panel. Thank you so much for speaking today. Oh my God, I almost cried in the back, but you know, I don't have on eyelashes, so they wouldn't have come off, but thank you. Thank each and every one of you for continue to always to come out and support us. I would like to thank the wonderful ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. You ladies shine for, not only here for Essence, but also with our Bayou Classic events as well. So thank you for doing that. Also, our president of the Panhellenic Council is here. We're so appreciative of that. And two members of, two IOTAs are here, members of our Panhellenic Council. And we really try to get the word out through all the sororities and fraternities as well to make sure that everyone is designating before they celebrate. So we thank you. I thank you for all the media, the staff, our new camera person back there that's doing camera and videos for us, who support this effort that we're doing. So just remember, designate before you celebrate, and let's commit ourselves to keeping our community safe, not only on the roads, but everywhere that we go. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. Be safe, stay cool, drink lots of water, and enjoy Essence.
1, 2, 3.
Designate before you celebrate.